Hello, everything is fine. My name is Eric Noe. I am the founder of the Ambient Maze website and technical director of environmental actions at the Droma Romanet Institute. Today I came to address a little about waste sorting centers, also known as waste sorting centers. The application of these waste sorting centers for separating solid from urban waste is a very important approach to reducing environmental pollution and contamination of various habitats. The lack of waste sorting ends up contributing a lot to the reduction of the useful life of many sanitary landfills. The use of resources that are present in the residues that are generated by human actions are very valuable, and it is not up to us to simply bury them and waste these resources. The socio-environmental benefits that are generated by reducing the amount of waste sent by landfills and the preservation of natural resources are very relevant factors that justify the implementation of waste sorting centers. In addition, they can also help educate people about the importance of recycling and environmental sustainability. Through waste separation, we can reduce the amount of resources used to produce new materials and help protect our soil from further contamination. Solid waste policies, the PARIS, address in their guidelines the need to promote and support organizations and enterprises aimed at recycling and reducing the generation of solid waste that is sent to landfills. Among the advantages generated by the sorting centers, we can mention the following, such as, for example, the increase in the recycling of these residues, the decrease in the volumes of materials that go to sanitary landfills, the reduction of the possibility of soil contamination due to the greater degree of recycling of materials, the reduction of possibilities of water contamination due to an incorrect destination, and also the social inclusion of people with low income or social vulnerability that can also be combined in these sorting centers. Now we can also mention the preservation of fauna and flora due to the correct disposal of waste and various aspects of contribution, such as public health. Although waste sorting centers are great tools to reduce waste that goes to landfills or contaminates different locations, there are several difficulties in implementing these companies. Among the difficulties in implementing triage centers, we can mention some such as, for example, an inadequate and available place for this type of enterprise, lack of investors, financial resources necessary for the implementation of the enterprise, local public policies that facilitate the implementation of these developments, and labor availability in certain communities as well. Waste sorting processes basically involve separating different types of waste into their separate categories so that they can be recycled, reused, or disposed of properly. With the recycling of this waste, income is generated from the sale of these materials, also contributing to the livelihood of employees and their families. In places with sorting centers, the separation of waste takes place, respecting classification and selection criteria for temporary storage for later commercialization of these materials. The use of mats is common to aid in the sorting processes, where the materials are placed to circulate and be separated more easily and manually. And then some of these are placed in mechanical presses for volume reduction or bowing, such as the plastics, PET bottles, and aluminum cans, which can be pressed to reduce the volume of these materials, cardboard, paper that is pressed and bundled to facilitate transport and weighing. Some types of materials are stored in bags, boxes, and containers, others in plastic bags, and other types of packaging to facilitate transport during the process of sending them for sale. Thus, the separation of waste, when it occurs previously in some way at the generating source, also helps a lot in the separation procedures when sent to the sorting center, as for example in our homes. If we do our part and previously separate the dry materials from the organic, when this material arrives at the sorting center, it will be much easier to select these materials. In this way, the materials, the residues, when they are more separated, will help a lot in the reduction of that material contaminated with organic or chemical materials, for example, which can make recycling these materials unfeasible. Trash bins are integral tools of various social groups, as they have been used for centuries to dispose of unwanted materials, such as the selective collection bins we currently have. These types of containers are made of the most diverse materials and can even be reused. Reuse packaging, provided they are well identified, to have their basic function of temporary storage of waste. The presence of selective collection bins at home, public places or enterprises, among others, are necessary and can help people a lot to have easier access to the disposal of their waste, and with the extra help of the presence of standardized colors for each type of waste material and their respective identifications. In this context, environmental education is a very important component to ensure that people understand the importance of waste separation, so that they can contribute to the best possible use of their waste sent for recycling. By teaching people about the best practices for managing their own waste, we can ensure that more materials are recycled instead of ending up in sanitary land or other places that can cause contamination of our soil, water sources underground or even surface. When we carry out waste separation, in addition to collaborating with recycling at sorting centers, we are doing our part as conscious citizens and civilized people. Encouraging reuse and recycling initiatives, in addition to helping to reduce pollution levels, manages to increase the number of environmental collaborators who have adequate awareness regarding our future and our planet. Environmental contamination is one of the major problems facing the world today and can be caused by a variety of sources, including chemical waste, solid waste, and garbage that has not been properly recycled. This contamination can have devastating effects on fauna or flora. In addition to harming nature itself, environmental contamination can lead to diseases that spread between humans and animals. It is therefore essential that society takes steps to reduce environmental contamination in order to protect our planet and its inhabitants. I hope you enjoyed the content, and until next time.